All right, let's get started. There's quite a bit to cover. Now, on Tuesday, we were doing data handling graphs, and we dealt with this question, the two pie charts. And I said I wanted to do one question based on this diagram here in front of us. So I brought it over from last week, Tuesday. We're going to just quickly deal with this, and then we're going to move on to the measurement section. Okay, so those are the two pie charts. I'm not going to explain it again. I explained it on Tuesday. All right, for those of you that are new or weren't here on Tuesday, just bear with us. But those that were, you understand what's going on here. All right, so there are the pie charts. And here is the question. I'm actually going to move the question up so you can see it. All right, so there's the question there. It says, determine as a decimal the probability of randomly selecting a material in the other category that is not textiles. All right, you remember the question? We didn't complete it exactly, so I just want to recap this one more time. What is the probability, shown in decimal form, of randomly selecting material in the other category that is not textiles? All right, who would like to give this one a bash? I'm sure your brains are more alert to this question compared to last time. So if you have a new look at it, what do you think we could do here? All right, Charles is saying 4 out of 5. Yes, okay, very good. So having a fresh look at this question seems a lot easier now, doesn't it? So we're only looking at the other category. You see the word down here in the question, the other category, which is this one here. And the other category has 5 textiles in it: rubber, wood, food, printer waste, and textiles, or 5 materials, sorry. All right, I'll answer that now. So I'll answer that now. Just hold on a second. And then, so we need to work out what is the total possible. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we want the ones that are not textiles, which is 4 out of 5. Very good, Charles. And then we need to just convert that into a decimal. And you know that 4 out of 5, or if not, you can just get the calculator to help you, is 0,8. All right. So I just wanted to cover that question. We hit it at the end of Tuesday night and we were a bit tired, but looking at it now, it's actually not that bad. All right. Okay. If everything's all right with that question, we can move on to the measurements. Just shout if you guys are not understanding, but let's move on to tonight's measurement questions. There are lots of them. They're short. They're not difficult. No 3, 4. Sorry, there are 3 3s. No 4s, no 5s, no 6, 7, 8 mark questions. All right, Tiamo, so don't stress out. We've just got short ones here tonight. Okay, so let's start with this one here. We've got a little bit of everything. We've got time. We've got measurement in terms of metric and imperial. We've got a little bit of everything tonight. The first one says a bus left Queenstown at 8:15 on a Saturday evening to Cape Town. The bus stopped 8 times along the journey, and each stop lasted 30 minutes for passengers to refresh. The total time for the journey was 13 hours and 45 minutes. Okay, here comes the first question. Calculate the total stopping time in minutes the passengers spent on refreshing. Calculate the total stopping time, and please note they want this in minute format. All right, that shouldn't take you too long to do. It's 2 marks, nice and easy. So you guys do that one. Take a couple of minutes. Tobachele, that's a good question. How are you going to get people to help each other, online or by WhatsApp? I don't know.
Nonetheless, they're not allowed to share their numbers with each other.
I don't think it's a good idea to put your number out here for everyone to see. I don't think that's very wise, but I understand what you're trying to say. The more people you get to work on past papers, the better it is, like group work, collaboration. But I don't think putting your number out here in a public place is a very wise decision. All right, let's work this one out. Calculate the total stopping time in minutes the passenger spent on refreshing. So we got 8 times that they stopped. Each one was 30 minutes. No time writing the units down. And we can get the calculator to help us with that. So 8 times 30 is 240 minutes. Right, we're not going to change this into hours because the question wanted us to work in minutes. All right, nice and easy. 2 marks in the bag. Okay, next question. So the next question says, determine the time the bus arrived in Cape Town. Determine the time the bus arrived in Cape Town. All right, 2 marks should take you about 2 minutes. Remember that you're working at about a mark a minute. It's a little bit more than that, but just try and work to a mark per minute. So if you've got a 3 or 4 mark question and you're spending 6 or 7 or 8 minutes on it, it's not worth it. Put a star next to it, come back later, move on. All right, so about a mark a minute is what you should be working at. Try and pace yourself in the exam. Determine the time the bus arrived in Cape Town. Just put a thumbs up or put the answer in chat once you're done, and then we'll check it. Some answers are coming through. Don't check the answers. You do your work, and we compare at the end, hey? Don't look at what everyone else is doing. You do yours, and we compare at the end. All right, good. Answers are coming through thick and fast. All right. We've got some answers coming in. Very good. Let's have a look at this one. I'm going to... Let's move this up a bit. And bring this question up as well. So we can see the question and the answer as we do it. Okay, now we can try use a calculator. We'll try that after doing it manually here first. So we've got 8:15, right, as a starting point. And then we've got 13 hours and 45 minutes. Well, I can see that if we just take the 45 minutes and add it to the, excuse me, the 15, that'll give us 9 o'clock. All right. So 8:15 plus 45 minutes. I'm just doing it in bits and pieces here, but we'll try the calculator method after this. That gives us 9 o'clock. All right. We still have 13 hours to go. Now I can see 9 o'clock. If I say from 9 to 12, which is midnight, that's another 3. This is how my brain thinks of it. So 9 o'clock, take 3 and add that on of the 13. All right. Which means we get to 2400 or 00, whichever way you look at it. Okay, we still have 10 hours left. All right, we still have 10 hours left. So now we're going to add on 10 hours, and this will take us to 10 a.m. in the morning. Now, to check on this, we took 45 minutes, 3 hours, and 10 hours. That's 13 hours, 45 minutes. We've covered all our time. And we get to the final answer of 10 a.m. Okay, hope you guys can see that. All right, let's try the calculator method. So in the calculator method, we're going to use the hours, minutes, seconds button. So we're going to put in, let's try this. Let's put in 20 hours, 15 minutes. All right, and then we're going to add on 13 hours and 45 minutes. Let's see what we get there. 34. All right. So it doesn't work with a 24-hour clock. What you'd have to do with this answer here is remove the 24 hours out of that. Okay. So what you can think of is it goes from 2015 up to 24, and then you got to start again. So in the answer here, which is 34, take 24 out and then start again. So if you take 24 out, you're left with 10. So it should take you to 10 o'clock. So be careful using the calculator. You'd have to know that there's 24 hours. So you have to take 24 out and then start again, and you got 10 left. All right, are we all good with that? I hope we're good. We're going to move on. We've got lots of questions tonight, so we're going to move on a bit. If at any point, guys, you want me to go back, please shout, but we're going to move on to the next question. Okay, here we go. An educator drove 383.5 kilometers from Komani to Port Elizabeth. The car used 28,239, wow, they got 3 decimals there, liters of petrol at a cost of 434 Rand 61. Okay, they want us to calculate the petrol price per liter. All right, 2 marks, 2 minutes, work out the price of petrol per liter, the per liter price of petrol based on this information. 2 minutes, put your answers in the chat so we know that you're all done, and then we'll go over this one. What is the price per liter of petrol? All right, we're getting answers coming through. Don't look at the answers. You do your work and then we check it. All right, answers are still coming through. Good, good, good. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. All right, don't just watch the screen. You do your work and then we'll check at the end. Okay. So don't watch what everyone else is doing. You do yours and we'll check at the end. Good. Well done. Well done. You guys are on top form tonight. All right. Well done. Got a whole lot of answers coming through. Yes. Good. Still coming through. Good. Well done. Excellent. Good job. All right. So we need to work out the price per liter. So I need a 1 liter price. Okay. So what I need to do, and you guys know, we need to take the 434 Rand 61 and cut it up or divide it by 28,239. I want to cut up this 434 Rand 61 into liters, and I've got 28.239 of them. All right. So let's see what it gives us. Come on, calculator, wake up. Here we go. 434.61 divided by 28.239. Whoopsie. Why have we got 2 fractions? 434.61 divided by 28.239. All right, 15,39041. 3904,175, 3904,175. I'm not writing all the decimals, so there's enough there. Okay, and this is per liter. All right, so I'm going to round off to 2 decimal places now. I'm looking at the 9, the second decimal. Will it change? No, there's a 0 next to it. So we're just going to say 15.39. Now, just to stop and chat about this for a second. If the instruction in the exam says round off to 2 decimal places unless told otherwise, then you always round off to 2 decimal places unless they tell you otherwise. Makes sense. Do not stress that if you're getting 15.3 or 15.40 and you're looking at the answer, which is 15.39, oh dear, that's it, there goes a mark. They're not going to penalize you every time you miss the second decimal by 0.01. Okay, so if the answer is 0.39 and you're getting 0.40, and the next answer is 0.28 and you're getting 0.29 or 0.27, they're not going to penalize you over and over and over and over again. They will pick a question, which is very important. They'll pick one, and it's usually the question that says you must round off to like 1 decimal place or a whole number or something like that, where they specifically give the instruction in the question to round off to something. They will pick one of those questions, and if you get it wrong there, they will penalize you for 1 mark if you don't round correctly. Okay, so don't stress too much. And that doesn't mean you must just take the hands off the wheel and say, all right, it doesn't really matter. They're not going to penalize me. You've got to be accurate. This is why they say 2 decimal places. You need to be as accurate as possible. Okay. Because you don't want your answer to be too far off from their model answer. Okay. So be as accurate as possible. Round up to 2 until they tell you otherwise, but they will not take a mark off over and over and over again if you are very close by 0.01 from the answer. All right, just some information for you. Next question, I'm sure you're all looking at it. You're probably ignoring what I was saying. Next question is there. Determine the average distance traveled per liter. So how many kilometers per liter did they travel? Let me go up to information. There it is. Determine the average distance traveled per liter. Thank you, Tando. Determine the average distance traveled per liter. All right, answers are coming through. Don't watch what's coming through. You try it yourself. Yes, Charles, thanks for putting the method. Good job. All right, good. Answers are coming through. Keep coming. That's it. Keep the answers coming. Once you've done it, you put it in, and then you can chill and wait. That's it. Well done. Well done. All right. Good job. So let's have a look. Determine the average distance traveled. So we've got 383.5, 383.5. So we need to, we've got 383.5 kilometers, and we want to know the distance traveled per liter. So we want a per liter kilometer. So how many liters can we get out of these kilometers? We're going to divide this by 28.239 again. All right, those are liters. And let's clear this quickly and do another fraction and say 383.5 divided by 28.239. All right, there we go. 13,580,509. 13,580,509 kilometers per liter. Don't forget your units. And we're going to round off. So we're going to look at the second decimal place, and we can see straight away that the second decimal is not going to change. So that is our final answer. Please show your units. You'll make Kia very happy if you always show your units. All right. So well done. Nice and easy so far. Hey. So the conversion section, I've pulled this from these questions from a lot of papers, and there are some bigger contextual conversion questions. For example, the baking one, where all the ingredients question, where you get a large ingredients list, and they can ask you a whole lot of questions on that. But they also have a lot of little conversion questions that they give you in the exam, which is good news. We like it. It's free money. All right. Next question. Calculate the cost in rand per kilometer traveled. Calculate the rand cost per kilometer traveled. All right. I'm going to bring this question up here, and I'm going to put it. I'm going to squeeze it under here so you all can see it. There it is. All right. There's the third question. It's right underneath the context. Calculate the cost in rands. In fact, we can do it right here. Calculate the cost in rands per kilometer traveled. Sure, guys, we're loving these short 2-mark questions. Free money, free marks. The rand cost per kilometer. What is the rand cost per kilometer? All right, good. Answers are coming through. The rand cost per kilometer. Just put your answer in once you have it. Good, answers coming through. Do not look at everyone else. Make sure you do yours. Make sure you're doing it yourself. And then we can check your answer. It feels good when you do it yourself, you try it yourself, and then you see the answers right. It's confirmation. All right, it's confirmation that you're doing the right thing. You need that confirmation. You need to feel like, all right, I know what I'm doing. You want to take that confidence into the exam venue with you. All right, this is why we practice questions and see that we get them right and feel confident about it and take the confidence with you into the exam venue. And when you get a question wrong, it's not like I don't know what I'm doing. It's where am I getting it wrong? Why did I get it wrong? And often it's a silly little mistake and it can easily be corrected. Okay. So the whole idea is to build confidence so that you don't feel too nervous in the exam. You don't want to go into the exam not knowing what you're doing. It's the worst feeling. All right, answers are coming through. All right, a lot of different answers, which is interesting to see. What is the rand per kilometer cost? Rand per kilometer cost. Yes, Charles, thanks for the method. Good job. All right, let's do it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to say 434 Rand 61. We got this many rands. We want to know how many rands for each kilometer. Well, here they are. This is how many of them we have. So we're going to get our calculator again and put on top there 434.61. And underneath, we're going to put 383.5. All right. 1,133,272. 1,133,272 rands per kilometer. And we're going to round it off. Looking at the second decimal of the 3, it does not change, so it's just 1 rand and 13. Now, for some of you that are saying, well, what goes on top and what goes at the bottom? Well, let me give you a little hint here. You see this statement, rand per kilometer. Well, if I write that with symbols only, it's rands per kilometer. Now, isn't this line here a division line? It is, isn't it? That's division. So I could rewrite this like rands over kilometers, isn't it? Oh, that's what we're doing. We're taking our rands and putting it over our kilometers. All right. So if you want to know how to get, if you've got, for example, let's create a little bit of space here. I'll just write an example. Oh, yeah. Let's create some new space. Let's say we had a question with 287 meters. You traveled 287 meters, and it took you 32 seconds. All right. And the question said, what is the speed in meters per second? All right. Meters per second. In fact, let's not even write that. Let's write the words meters per second. Well, you know, meters per second is this, m/s. And that slash is actually division. So what you actually need to do is put your meters over your seconds. Okay. That'll give you your speed. So the units that they give you in the question actually are a hint on what you need to do. Okay. All right. Yes, you just put it in. So for example, for this one here, we can say 287 over 32. and that'll give us 8.96875 meters per second. All right, so the units they give you actually are a hint on what goes on top and what goes at the bottom. Okay, all right, let's move on. We've answered question 3. Here's question 4. Determine the liters of fuel required for a distance of 175 kilometers at the same rate of consumption. Okay, so let's bring this question up. And we'll go right all the way to the top here, and I'll squeeze it in underneath the contextual information. So let's put this over here. I'll place the question here so you can see it and also the contextual information. So there we go. Determine the liters of fuel required for a distance of 175 kilometers if we're using petrol at the same rate. In fact, the contextual information is not really going to help us. We're going to need to go back to our answers here. If you've got your pen and paper with you, you would have all your answers in front of you, and you could use them to help you answer this question. All right, that's why we say have pen and paper there. Determine the liters of fuel required for a distance of 175. So how many liters for a number of kilometers? Okay, didn't we work that out somewhere? Liters per kilometer. Don't we have liters per kilometer somewhere? Or kilometers per liter. We've got kilometers per liter. We've got that there. You travel 13.58 kilometers for every 1 liter. I'll write that up here. Answers are coming through already. Determine the liters of fuel required for a distance of 175 kilometers. Now this, you could try and work it out from the contextual information, but we do have this answer that we calculated previously. We can also use that. All right, we've got a few answers coming through, just waiting for the rest of you to try. All right, good. Lots of answers coming through now. Good. Ladies and gents, remember, please, if you have any questions, if you're not sure what's going on at any point, please raise your hand. Use that button. Use the button. All right, we've got a lot of answers coming in. I hope you're all trying this one on your own. Good job. Well done, well done, well done. Good job. Excellent. Okay, so let's have a look at it. So we could redo this from the contextual information that we have in the box at the top. But if this is our answer here from question 3, I think, then let's use this to help us. We know that you can go 13.58 kilometers on 1 liter. And they want to know how many liters will you need if you've got 175 kilometers? Well, yes, it will. Something like this will be in today's quiz. It'll be graphs that we did on Tuesday and conversions that we're doing today. So if we know that we can go 13.58 kilometers on a liter, what I want to know is how many 13.58 do I have in 175 kilometers? So what I can do is I can cut up the 175 kilometers, cut it up into 13.58 pieces, because I know every single one of those 13.58s will give me a liter. Okay, so how many times can we cut up the 175 into 13.58? So 175 divided by 13.58, that gives me 12.88659. 12.88659, 12.88659. So think about it like this. 13.58 can go into 175, 12.88659 times. All right. And every time we do it, it's 1 liter. So this is 12.88659 liters. Okay. We round this off. We got to look at that 8 and say 12.89 liters. All right, 12.89 liters. Okay, let's go down and let's just make sure all the questions right there. 200 liters of fuel required for distance at the same rate. Yep, we good. We got it. All right, there we go. Well done. Well done, everyone. Okay, what else is next? What else have I got for you? Let's see. Let's see. We've answered 3. We've answered 4. Oh, here's another one. Question 5. Calculate the distance a car would travel with petrol or 675 and 55 cents worth of petrol at the same rate of consumption. So let me bring this question up. I'll bring it right up to the top here and squeeze it in so we can have the contextual information right there for us. All right, here we go. There's the question. Calculate the distance a car would travel with this many rands worth of petrol if it uses the same rate. How far at this many rands worth of petrol if it uses the same rate? Now you guys should have a lot of calculations there and a lot of answers with you. I'm sure one of them can help you with this. How far with this many rands? Do we have a rand per kilometer answer somewhere? Yes, we do. Question 3. There's question 3's answer, rands per kilometer. I'll stick it up here. There it is. We got a rand per kilometer rate. Come on, guys. I hope they give you these kind of questions. That comes from question 3. Calculate the distance a car would travel with this many rands worth of petrol if it's still using the same rate. Good. Well done, Kian. Part on the fingers. Well done, all of you. Good job. The numbers are coming in. Numbers are coming in. We know that for every kilometer, it costs us a rand 13. So how far will we get on 675 rand 55? All right, numbers are coming in. Numbers are coming in. Well done. Good job, Peter. Leonie, well done. Katlejo, good job. Excellent. All right. Very good. Good. The answers are still coming through. Keep them coming. All right. Don't look at what everyone else is getting. You try it yourself. Try it yourself. Practice. Practice makes perfect. Let those brain juices flow. Get used to thinking. All right, let's have a look. So we know that it costs 113 for every kilometer. And they want to know, well, how many kilometers with this much money? So I'm asking myself, well, how many 1 rand 13s do I have in here? Because each one of them is a kilometer. So I'm going to cut my 675 rand 55. Oopsie. I'm going to cut this up into 1 rand 13 pieces because I know each one of them is a kilometer. So cut it up into 1 rand 13 pieces. 675.55 divided by 1 rand 13, and that gives me 597.83185. 597.83185. 597.83185. I'm writing quite a few decimals, and I'm checking the second decimal. Will it change? Nope. All right, how are we doing? Good. Well done. Well done, well done, well done, well done, well done. Good. Okay. Please remember, if you have any questions, you've got to raise your hand and let us know. All right? Don't go quietly into the night. Don't go quietly into load shedding with uncertainty. Tando popped his hand up, say, sir, don't worry, we know how to use the function. Okay, so there we go. There's our answer. How many kilometers on that many rands? Okay, now just I want to point out here, we had question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did 1, 2, and 3. And then in question 4, we actually started using answers from the previous questions. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. What if I get question 1, 2, and 3 wrong? And then I use that answer in 4 and 5, but it's wrong. All right. Do not worry. Okay. You do get rewarded for using your answers the correct way. All right. So you will get rewarded for that, but you can't get all the marks that way. All right. So you're going to lose marks somewhere, but you can't. For example, if someone does all 5 questions correctly and they get 10 out of 10 for that, and someone only gets question 3 wrong and says, well, I used the wrong answer correctly in 4 and 5, you should still give me the marks for 4 and 5. True, they might award you some marks there, but they can't award you all the marks because they've got to reward someone that gets all of them right. So they can't give you everything, but you do get benefited. Okay, so if you use the wrong answer correctly, you will get rewarded somewhat, but not the same as someone who gets them all right. Okay, so don't feel bad. You just keep going. You just keep going with your questions. Do not worry about if it's wrong or right, but just use it correctly. All right, here we go. I think this is the last one. We have a scenario here where it says the photograph below shows an electronic kitchen scale in grams with 3 fruits placed on the scale. Okay, so you know those kitchen scales where you weigh like the flour when you're baking things. So that rectangle there is the scale, and someone's placed 3 fruits there, a pear, a peach, and a plum. And the number that is showing shows the mass of the fruits, and we are working in grams. All right, that's what they're trying to say here. Excuse me. Then they say at the bottom here, important information, do not ignore this. Over here, they say the mass of the pear is 128. I'm going to write it up here just so we can see it. And the mass of the plum is half the mass of the pear. Now, you could go and work it out now, but just remember that, all right? So the mass of the plum is half the mass of the pear. And note here at the bottom, 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. I'm sure you guys knew that, but there it is anyway. A metric conversion. All right. Yeah, Keon's. Yeah, Keon, it's 64. 64. Let's put that in brackets here. We might need that. 64. Okay, let's move on. Let's see what questions they have. Number 1. Convert the total mass of the fruit into kilograms. Guys, these questions come from a matric final paper. We are smiling. Convert the total mass into kilograms. This is the total mass shown up here. They want you to convert it into kilograms. They give you a conversion, guys. It's the easiest 2 marks. Yes, we all know, right? So 394 grams to get to kilograms. We know there's 1,000 grams to get 1 kilogram. So we must divide this by 1,000. And we will get 0.394 kilograms. Now, what if this wasn't 4, it was 7? Well, the instruction in the front of the paper says that you have to round off to 2 decimal places. So in this question, for this answer, we will need to round off to 2 decimal places, and that will become 40. if it was 397. If it was 397, okay? Just remember that. All right, but it's not 397. It is 394, so let's go and put the 4s back. So we don't need to change it. It's just going to be 0.39 kilograms, always rounding off to 2 decimal places. All right, come on, is this all they have? Let's see what else. The pear is removed from the kitchen scale. Write down the new reading in grams. The pear is removed. Write down the new reading. All right, so what they're saying is this fruit here, the top, the pear, is removed. What is the new reading? The pear is removed. What is the new reading? I'm going to do it on the right-hand side here because I've got space. The pear is removed. What is the new reading? All right, answers are coming through nice and fast. Good, so I like it. Yes, 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 yes. Good. All right, the pear is removed. So the total was 394. We're removing the pear. Removing means subtracting. So what is the total now? All right, so 394 minus 128. Oh, guys, this is a matric paper. We're taking the marks and we're running with them. Free money. Come on. Loving it so far. Haven't hit a 4-mark question. All 2 marks. We can do this. Yes. You have to get these marks right. Right. These are the ones that's like a gift to you. And when someone says to you, here, please take this 50 Rand. Okay, unless there's a catch, you're like, yeah, thank you, I'll take it. All right. Do not say, no to a gift like this. We'll take it. We have to get these marks now because there's a 5 and a 6 and a 7-mark question coming later. We might not get all the marks, but you guys are smart enough, you might get them all. But we'll take these ones. We'll take the freebies. Have to get these. All right. So the answer for question 2 there. Let's take this down. Put it down here. We know what to do. Nice and easy. Come on, what is this? Write down the new reading in grams. We got grams. We sorted. Now, show how the mass of 202 grams for the peach was calculated. Show how the mass of 202 grams for the peach was calculated. They're telling us the peach is 202 grams. How do they get that? I need someone to come online, excuse me, and tell me. Come on, I need someone to come online and tell me, how do I get 202 grams? Anybody?
Somebody? Anybody?
Anybody out there? Yeah,
Turan, just look for, yeah, there we go.
Hi, sir.
Trent, how are you?
I'm fine, and you, sir?
Good. Trent, what grade are you? Matric?
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Anxious.
Absolutely normal to feel like that.
Yes,
Absolutely
sir.
normal. All right. So don't stress if you feel anxious, but you've prepared, you've worked hard,
Yes.
and you deserve to get good marks now. So it's like, bring it. I've worked
Thank
hard
you.
enough for this now. Bring it. Let's go.
Thank you, sir.
All right. What can we do?
Sir, I said 394 minus 64 minus 128 gives me 202.
All right. So 394 minus 64. Okay. Now, if you write this in the exam, you see we wrote 64 here in the beginning. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this 64, we've got to show the marker how we got it. So we can do a little calculation here at the top to show the marker. Look, this is how I got my 64. Divided it by 2 because it says it's half the way to the pair. So we have to do that calculation first, and then we'll bring it down here and subtract it.
Yes.
All right, let me just shrink this and move it over a little bit. Just put it in. All right, so minus 64, and we're minusing the plum. We're
Yes,
minusing the pear. All right, let's check what the calculator says. It should say this the right thing. So 394 minus 64 for the plum, minus 128 for the pear. Yes, equals 202 grams. Well done. Thank you,
Thank
Taran.
you,
Well
sir.
done. Good job. Good
Thank you,
luck, eh?
sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Yes. Come on. Money in the bag. We're loving this section of math literacy. All right. Tariff tables and tax tables and all the 3D measurement is so far from our minds. We're enjoying this. We're killing it. All right, let's take this and move it down. So please remember to show the marker where you're getting your numbers from. Pretend that they have no clue and you have to show them, like, come on, can you not see this? But you have to show them everything. All right. So I'm just going to put this answer here for us to look at. There we go. All right. Question number 4. Hey? Huh? What did I tell you guys? How many times have I told you? They love to inject probability into all different topics. Look here. Question 4. Probability again. You see? They inject it in and they squeeze it in wherever they can. Probability. There we go again. Like I'm doing measurement, my mountain measurement. Probability. Hey, boy, man. All right. Determine the probability of randomly selecting a banana from the fruit. There are no bananas. By the way, there are a total of 3 possibilities. How many bananas? Zilch, nada, nix, luto, nothing. All right. If you want a percent, there you can have it. If you want a decimal, there you can have it. If you want a fraction, there it is there. Dololo, there we go. Nux ni. Come with your probability questions. Hey, all right, next one. I think this is the, oh, there's another one here. Let's see. All right, write down the simplified ratio of the total mass of fruit to the total mass of the pear. All right, let's go back up to the top. The total mass of fruit is 394. The pear is 128. So let's write it out. We need the total to the pear, please. Which means it's 394 to 128, if I'm not mistaken. Now, we know how to simplify ratios. You don't have to start dividing by all kinds of funny numbers. You turn it into a fraction, so 394 over 128, and you let this calculator that you paid money for do the work for you. You press equals, and there it's done it for you. Okay, so we just write exactly what the calculator tells us, 197 to 64. So turn it into a fraction, press equals on your calculator, and let the calculator do the work for you. Nice and easy. We'll take those 2 marks. Thank you very much. Let's see if we can answer one more here at the bottom. Auntie Abby is baking a wedding cake. She'll be using a recipe from a recipe book. So this is a normal measurement conversion. Why are you guys putting 3.07? Guys, why are you putting 3.07? That's a simplified answer. This is as simple as it gets. Okay, we can't go further than that. If the calculator simplifies this fraction as far as it can without leaving any decimals. So we don't want to go further than this, than what the calculator is giving us. Okay, so that is the final answer. All right, moving on to the next one. Auntie Abby's baking a cake, and this is the recipe. She'll be using a recipe from a recipe book published in England. All right, let's see if we can do some of these. Number 1, Auntie Abby needs 3.5 pounds of butter. Determine the mass in kilograms. She needs 3.5 pounds. Determine the mass in kilograms. Can you guys do the one for me, and then we'll call it a night? She needs 3.5 pounds. What is that in kilograms? Last one, guys, and then we call it quits. 3.5 pounds. What is that in kilograms? Use the conversion they've given you. Ah, guys. There we go. 7. That looks like a lot, Gabo. That looks like a lot. 6. Abel, that looks like a lot as well. 2.25 gives us 1 kg. So how much will 3.5 give us? If 2.25 gives us 1 kg, what will 3.5 give us? It can't be a lot more than 1. Huh. Guys. All right, let's check. This is how I would do it, right? So 3.5 pounds looks like this, 3,5 lbs. All right, these are the units, okay? We know that every 2.25 out of that 3.5 is 1 kilogram. So how many 2.25s do I have? I want to cut this 3.5 up into 2.25 pieces because I know that every 2.25 is 1 kg. So if you want to cut it up, you must divide. There we go. 1.5555555555556. 1.56 kilograms. Okay, rounding off 1.56 kilograms. All right.